What is up, guys, and welcome to this prediction video. Now, there's another big one taking place this Sunday on the 25th of February, the Carabao Cup final, as Liverpool and Chelsea go head to head at Wembley Stadium. The last time the Blues and the Reds went head to head was on the 31st of January. Things were looking pretty optimistic for Liverpool. They were on a bit of a charge towards the summit of the Premier League, while Chelsea was still floundering in the bottom half, trying to pick up the pieces of a season that they were trying desperately to salvage. Things looked really good for Liverpool when in the 23rd minute the home side opened the scoring courtesy of Diogo Jota. He's just able to dribble through the heart of Chelsea's defense and slot the ball past the keeper. It got even better for the Reds at Anfield when in the 39th minute, young new player Connor Bradley was able to finish after a sublime counter-attack from the home side. Then in the 65th minute, Liverpool all but made their lead safe, courtesy of a Dominic Szoboszlai header. Chelsea did look for a response in the 71st minute, courtesy of Nkunku, who kind of found a finish from some very tight space in Liverpool's box. But the match was done and dusted when in the 79th minute, Luis Diaz was able to finish after a low cross from Darwin Núñez. The match ending 4-1 at Anfield, Chelsea with a bit of soul searching to do before they could reach the heights that they expected of themselves, while Liverpool were able to send a definite message to their other title opponents. We start off our team analysis with Chelsea. Now remember, even though this is played at a neutral venue, Chelsea, I would say, have more of a home atmosphere, with the match being played at Wembley, which is in London. The last 5 matches for Chelsea have ended in 2 wins, 2 losses and a single draw. Their last match being a 1-1 draw away at the Etihad against Manchester City. Standout players for Chelsea, the first player we have to talk about is actually a former Manchester City player in Cole Palmer, with 12 goals and 9 assists. Cole Palmer has been the standout player for Chelsea this season, bringing creativity and directness to a Chelsea squad that sometimes looks like it lacks any ambition and direction going forward. Next up, another former Manchester City and former Liverpool player in Raheem Sterling, with 8 goals and 5 assists. Raheem Sterling is slowly but surely, I feel, being phased out of Chelsea's squad by Mauricio Pochettino in favour of younger players. But he steps up when he is given the playing time, and he proved that against Manchester City when he actually got Chelsea's goal against his former employees. And finally, I want to talk Enzo Fernandez. With 7 goals, Enzo Fernandez is supposed to be the main playmaker at Chelsea. Right now, he's not getting the assists, but he's getting the goals, which is fine. It seems that Chelsea right now, they're sharing the goals, and Enzo Fernandez is getting a large chunk of those goals. I think what he needs to do, though, is improve on his ability to dictate play and to be more of a factor for control in Chelsea's midfield. Next up, we move on to Liverpool. The last 5 matches for the Reds have ended in 4 wins and a loss. Their last match being a 4-1 win against Luton at Anfield. Liverpool seem to be firing on a whole different level right now. A player who I feel is standing out for them right now is Luis Diaz, with 10 goals and 3 assists. Liverpool are dealing with a lot of injuries up front, and it's given other players an opportunity to step up. And Luis Diaz has done exactly that. He's stepped up when his team need him the most. Next up, I want to talk Alexis McAllister, with 2 goals and 4 assists. McAllister was brought into Liverpool's midfield to, I wouldn't say replace Jordan Henderson, but to bring more control and more stability to Liverpool's midfield. It's a role that they've been lacking in recent years, and he's come back from an injury spell and he's done quite well, I must say. And finally, I want to talk Liverpool's captain, the player who keeps things solid for them at the back and leads from the heart of their defense in Virgil van Dijk, with 3 goals and 2 assists. Van Dijk was a little lackluster and subpar last season, but he's looking back to his best this season, leading from the back, motivating his teammates, and just making sure that Liverpool don't concede unnecessary goals. Okay, we move on to the head-to-head in the S3M2 Verdict. Now, the last 5 matches between these two sides have ended in 3 draws and 2 wins for Liverpool. So for Chelsea, this one is a bit of a daunting task. Right now, I think Chelsea can take a lot of solace in knowing that Liverpool have been hit with quite an injury spell. Players that they're missing, guys like Darwin Núñez and Mohamed Salah. Those two in particular have built up such good chemistry with one another. As soon as Salah was injured, it was as if Darwin Núñez knew that he had to step up and be exactly what Liverpool needed. And now there's a major concern that he might not be able to feature in the Carabao Cup final as well. I think now responsibility falls on players like Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo. It's time for them to step up. It's time for them to prove that they are Liverpool quality players. And it's also time for them to prove that should players like Darwin Núñez or Mohamed Salah choose to leave Anfield, they still have decent replacements waiting in the wings. Liverpool do look a little bit thin up front when you consider the importance of these two players in Mohamed Salah and Darwin Núñez, but I think in Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz, they have enough quality up front. In terms of players for Chelsea, I think Chelsea have been a little lackluster all around. There's been players who I feel should really be stepping up in Chelsea's squad and they're really not doing so. Players like Moises Caicedo. Caicedo was brought in from Brighton for a big sum of money and he just has not justified that transfer fee. I think Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez as well, these players really need to be doing more for Chelsea in their midfield. Chelsea got a very good result against Manchester City last week, but I think it was more down to them being tactically solid and down to the genius and the strategy employed by a coach like Mauricio Pochettino. I think individually Chelsea's players have not hit the mark yet, and they really need to. Guys like Mykhailo Mudryk also have just not shone in the way that was expected of them. I think here also we have to consider that Liverpool had to play in midweek against Luton, while Chelsea's last match was last weekend, so statistically and theoretically, they've had more days to rest, to gear themselves up for this match and to prepare, while Liverpool may be feeling a little bit jaded, a little bit tired after that midweek fixture. I do think, however, that something has just sparked at Liverpool ever since Jurgen Klopp announced that he will be leaving at the end of the season. It's as if this has motivated his players to want more, to want to give him the perfect send-off. This is the first step, I think, in giving him that perfect departure from Anfield. In this, Liverpool have their first opportunity for silverware for the season. They are still competing in the Premier League. I think they're actually leading the Premier League race right now, and they're still competing in the Europa League as well. So for Liverpool, they have some options, but I think they want to go out and they want to win as many trophies as they can for Jurgen Klopp. For Chelsea, this trophy gives them the opportunity to, I would say, start off their new post-Roman Abramovic era at Stamford Bridge. For Chelsea right now, it's been a major transition period. I think nobody can really expect too much from Chelsea because obviously there's a lot of new players who are coming in. There's players who could possibly leave. They're still looking to strengthen and bolster their squad with new players, but they need to start performing somewhere. And thankfully, this Carabao Cup tie has given them a golden opportunity to start off this new era with some silverware. I do think that Liverpool have just obviously gotten into Chelsea's heads. I think when you look at recent history, the Premier League ties have ended in draws, but the cup fixtures have gone Liverpool's way, whether it's in normal time or usually on penalties. The Anfield side have just managed to grind out the results. And I think if you look at it again, this last fixture in January was the first time in quite a few fixtures that there was a decisive winner, that the match didn't end at full time in a draw between the two sides. I think Liverpool have really just found a new gear, and I think they come into this one as heavy favourites. If, for example, we look at the Premier League form right now, Liverpool are leading the Premier League race, while Chelsea find themselves in 10th spot. Chelsea are able to get surprise results against big sides, while Liverpool, I think, are still reeling from that loss against Arsenal, but they've dealt with it in the most positive way possible by just winning every match since then. I think Liverpool are going to come out on top here. I think they're going to have just a little bit too much quality for Chelsea. I think everybody's gotten so used to preparing for players like Mohamed Salah and Darwin Núñez that teams come against Liverpool right now and they don't know how to deal with Cody Gakpo. They don't know how to deal with Luis Diaz. They don't know how to deal with Dominic Szoboszlai. So I think these players who are not as well known or as prominent when it comes to getting goals at Anfield, these players can step up and surprise everybody. I think also Chelsea are missing Thiago Silva, and that's going to be a massive blow for them at the back. So while Liverpool might theoretically seem weaker up front, I think it's Chelsea that have a bigger problem at the back. I think Liverpool will take advantage of it, and I think they will end up winning this match by at least 2 goals. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button, so you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and have a great day out there, and we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks, stay safe.